Joining us now, Paul Skenes, who joins us here on MLB Central. Paul, we've got so many questions. I guess my first question is, how has your big league experience been compared to maybe what you imagined it?
Yeah, it's been fun. Obviously, I mean, the big leagues is a big, a big thing. Obviously, as you're coming up, and it hasn't disappointed at all. It's been great being able to travel and play against the best players in the world, and all these cool stadiums. It's everything you expect.
Paul, how about the city of Pittsburgh, man? I live there, and it's been Skenes mania pretty much all stuff. Oh, you kidding?
Does he have a sandwich at Permanis?
Yeah, he's going to have one. There's no doubt about it. Dude, at like Tuesday night, no one goes to Bucco games. Like, oh, man, it's like 40,000 people. Skenes' pitch. It was just like Skenes' day. How's the city, man? The city, how have you felt about the fans, everybody loving you out there? We got old ladies wearing mustaches. Everyone's got the stash going. How's the city of Pittsburgh been for you so far, brother?
Yeah, it could be worse, man. Treat me pretty well. I'm enjoying it. Fans are great. The stadium's awesome. City's great. It's been fun.
Are you able to go out, maybe grocery shopping or run errands, or do you kind of keep that kind of on the down low?
Instacart.
Yeah, Instacart.
I do occasionally. Yeah, Instacart's good. That's a good purchase. Pay for the subscription there. No. I go out occasionally, but I also live outside the city a little bit. So
there you go.
Drive in and had a little bit of traffic this morning, but usually it's not too bad.
Paul, I remember visiting with you in spring, and you said my biggest challenge is to learn how to compete and learn what big league hitters will swing at and what they'll take. What have you learned about big league hitters this year?
Good question.
Yeah, I mean, that's still true, and I'm still learning that kind of thing. It's interesting to, go out there and learn every outing. And it's not a stuff thing that changes. It's not anything. The slider doesn't have to get sharper or anything like that. You just have to learn to pitch to these guys and learn to read swings and all that. And it's a growing in that every outing. Just trying to learn every time I pitch, and it's every time I go out there just trying to learn something else, and you learn something different every time.
Paul, on opening day, before we started our show, we were talking about our 30-15s, the spring training visits, and Lauren Shahadi said to me, this guy cannot fail. She interviewed you for 30-15, and she's never said that about anybody. And kind of jumping off that, my question is, when did it flip? Because Paul, I got to be honest, you were at Air Force playing two ways, and then next thing I know, I'm watching you pitch against Tennessee in the College World Series, and it's the best performance I've ever seen in my life. And then you're pitching in the All-Star game, and there's this mania behind you. When did this flip for you?
Yeah, it happened quick. I mean, as I look in the mirror and reflect on the last couple of years for myself, it doesn't feel like anything ever flipped. It feels like I showed up and threw every day and lifted every day and did all that, did what I was supposed to do over the course of, a long period of time, and things kind of worked out how they're working out. And, so got to keep doing that. And then, but it doesn't feel like there was this switch that just magically flipped, because, frankly, that's not the truth of it too. That's something that I think people should understand. It's a product of being around really good people, having really good teammates and coaches, and putting in the work over the course of a couple of years. And then I think you do that enough, and stuff starts to go right.
Were you highly recruited coming out of high school and chose to go to Air Force, or was that how did that play out?
A little bit. I had called, obviously being from Orange County, I had talked to the UCLAs and Stanfords and that kind of thing. Nothing. I never talked to LSU when I was in high school, but it was really I was looking at Air Force and Navy, and pretty much said no to all the other schools, and so those were my two offers out of high school, and chose Air Force.
Paul, when I look at your, being down there and talking to Shelty and DK and these guys, they talk about your mentality too. They're like, this guy's built different. Do you think those couple years at Air Force Academy helped you with your mentality as far as what you take out there on the bump?
Yeah, I think you get incredibly talented and smart people, disciplined people at the Air Force Academy. It's something that, I'm never going to be able to replicate again in anything that I'm doing, just because of the the goals that those people have, and you know, the teammate, my roommate is doing combat rescue officer school right now, so doing special forces in the Air Force. So that's not something you get everywhere, and I think that it can only help you in life, but also in sports. And I think that's been a big part of you know, helping me get to where I am.
All right. Eric Nays, researcher to the Stars, said, Dero, you have to ask him about his splinker. When did you start throwing it? Who taught you it?
I think we have a baseball out there, Paul, if you wouldn't mind maybe kind of, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, where'd this pitch come from? And it's so disgusting. Like, take us through it.
Yeah, so started throwing it when I got to LSU out of the transfer portal. It was one of the projects was to throw a sinker, and I found the grip, kind of a split finger, you know, pseudo split finger grip from one of my friends, and I was trying to throw it off my middle finger at the time, and it was fine. Didn't throw it a whole lot in game, but it was fine in college, like whatever. And then the draft came and got shut down basically after the College World Series, and started throwing again, ramping up to throwing games after the draft. And I was playing catch one day, and it basically accidentally came off my index finger and, you know, moved how it moves now, and I was basically like, well, that was good, so I'm going to keep trying to do that, and it stuck.
Paul, there are young pitchers watching who want to be where you are. I guess my question is, how do you prevent overuse? What age is too young to throw hard? In an age of my 13-year-old throws 85 miles per hour, how do they get to you?
Yeah, that's a tough question. Because I was throwing, when I was 13, I was throwing 75. And I was catching at the time. I probably wasn't even hopping on the mound, but and then, you know, Jared Jones, my teammate, my roommate, he was probably the guy who was throwing 85, maybe 90 when he was 13. And we're in the same place. I mean, I grew up facing that guy, and I was like, yeah, I did not want to step in the box off him, but I don't know, because you know, you can definitely do too much for your body. I'm not a pitching coach. I'm not a scientist, anything like that. But I would, if I see a, you know, 13-year-old that's, you know, built, has grown into their body, I would assume him throwing 85 is probably better than a 13-year-old who still hasn't grown into their body yet. But I mean, you see those too. I think just the biggest thing is surrounding yourself with good people, having good coaches, people you trust that aren't going to overuse you, that care about your future. I think that's the biggest thing.
You got an interesting warm-up routine. You got the water bags on your back and taking you through it. When did that all start? Was that something you picked up in college, or is that minor leagues?
Yeah, it's been over the course of a couple years. I started doing water bags when I was at LSU. It helps with my sequencing, you know, feeling my body, feeling my chest and torso, all that. Do some med balls, do some other stuff, but a lot of other stuff that just gets me ready to throw, gets my body in a good position to throw. And you know, I didn't just wake up one day and I'm like, I'm going to start doing all this. It was over the course of a couple years.
That would have been cool if you did.
Yeah. Just had a dream one night. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna start throwing a football. And, yeah.
Paul, you obviously, hopefully you got the coveted Pitch Hand Award trophy delivered to you there at the stadium, an honor that is given out to the most outstanding pitcher for a particular month. There you are, the winner for the month of July. Where are you going to have that beautiful trophy? Oh, it has not. I'm being told it hasn't arrived yet, Paul.
Oh, okay.
Sorry about that, man.
Okay, Paul.
We'll get to it. It was only in July. Maybe we'll get it to you by December. How about that?
Wait, Paul, before you go, we need to know about you. What do you do for fun? Hobbies? Tell me. Off day. What's it like?
Oh, man. You're not going to like the answer. Off day, I come to the field.
Really?
And, yeah, I think this off day, I'm going to go down to the Clemente Museum.
Nice.
It's just, I figure out stuff to do. Sometimes I'll fish. I'll, you know, cook dinner sometimes, but I don't have anything. I don't golf, which is what a lot of guys do, but
If you were to cook dinner for us, what would you make us?
A steak.
Yeah.
Steak. Yeah, I got a Traeger back home, and that thing takes care of me pretty good.
Are we concerned about LSU football? They came out, I mean, Brian Kelly, they came out flat against USC. We concerned?
Yeah, so I think I pitched at Wrigley the day after their USC game, and I'll be honest, I haven't watched either of their games. I'm a big fan.
So you're loyal. If you were going into a college Hall of Fame, you're going in as Air Force, right?
Probably split.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I could split the cap right down the middle.
Split it.
Yeah, but LSU, I like Brian Kelly. I've met a couple of their players, but I'm busy.
I got
he's
it.
trying to strike dudes out.
Let me guess.
Oh, he is.
What are you having for breakfast? Steak and eggs?
No steak. Just eggs, bagel, some bacon, probably a banana. Keep it simple. Pretty much the same thing every day.
How do you like your eggs?
Scrambled.
Hey, there we go, Paul. Awesome.
He's old school.
He's old school.
I'll do a fried egg once in a while.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Paul, Paul's getting crazy out there. Be careful, Pittsburgh.
I'm a wild card.
He's on fire right now. Hey, Paul, thanks very much for getting up early and joining us. We really appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success, and we can't wait to see what you and the Pirates do moving forward.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.